Hey, how's everybody doing out there today? How's everybody doing? So, I'm making a video today. I am nearing the end of my PPL training. Um, Next week, Tuesday, I have my stage check coming up, and then my stage 3 check, which is right before the Checkride. I'm assuming I'm gonna do the Checkride the following week. But yeah, I'm doing my stage 3, and I just want to come talk to you guys about how I've been feeling as far as going throughout my training, things I would have did differently, all of that. So let's start at number one. The main thing when it comes to this is you want to make sure that you have time dedicated to this. Like, in my honest opinion, when I started doing this, I had a job and it took up so much of my time. So sometimes I could only fly like 2 times a week or whatever the case may be, and a lot of times you would go back and forget a lot of the information, and that's just it's nerve-wracking. So towards like the end of my training, I was contracting. So the person that I was working with, he lost his contract, so it kind of forced me out of a job. But then even more than so, I have I have my own business too. So that's kind of the thing that's keeping me afloat right now. And the main thing is like that I kind of invest all my money into this business, so I have the money to pay for training and things like that. And even though sometimes it can be slow, and especially right now with the economy, everything that's going on, man, business is slow, but still here and there's going. But that's another topic. But I say that to say that when you start these trainings, man, it's best if you don't have a job, because it's going to take up a lot of your time, and there's so much information that you need to make sure that you're memorizing. It's a lot of information to take in. So if you're not constantly studying or constantly working on your maneuvers, then you're going to forget stuff. Let's just be honest. And right now, currently, I have 86 hours. So I feel like if I didn't have a job and maybe I had the capital up front, I would have been done probably at like 45 hours, to be honest. So, now as I'm finishing up and I'm looking into finishing out the rest of my training, I'm just trying to make sure I'm working diligent so I can have like all the money up front to at least, just keep knocking it out. Because if you can knock it out straight in, like I think you'll be done pretty quickly, But the main thing is, the stress coming up on these check rides, man. It can be very stressful. It can be very stressful, because you want to make sure that you do well and you pass. So this whole week, I study all the time, but this whole week I've been studying more than ever, because I don't really have time to fail none of these things, and I want to progress my career and definitely start making more money. So it's definitely a bit stressful, but the main thing that keeps me going is that this is something that I wanted to do as a child. I just wish when I was a little younger, that I was just a little bit more focused on this. Because I'm 33 now. Honestly, I feel like I could have did this 10 years ago if I was more focused, but I had my mind on other things. But, the good thing is we came back around to it, and that's all that matters. But I also feel like this has to be something that you really want to do. You have to have a love for aviation, because, it gets expensive, and, all the information that you have to know can get draining too. So it's definitely a thing that you want to, make sure that you have a love for, because, I heard that 80% of student pilots quit. So that's a big number. It's only 20 people going to finish their license and become pilots. So that's a big number. So yeah, that's the main thing right now that I'm looking at. It's just this stress coming up on it, and it is a bit stressful. But I know I'm gonna do good. You have to have confidence going in everything, because as long as you know your information, you'll be good. So and I have no doubt that I'm gonna do good. I'm gonna go out this weekend and make sure I practice some maneuvers, make sure I do my steep turns, my S turns, things of that nature. Make sure that I'm all the way ready for that. So, yeah, that's the main thing right now. So, and if any advice I can give to anybody that's definitely starting this training, yeah, especially if you have the money, man, go ahead and buy you a cheap plane, because that'll save you a lot of money too. Because over here we're paying like $160 for the plane alone, and then it's like another $60 for the instructor. So that's $220, and it adds up, So honestly, kind of looking into this next level of training, I just want to see what makes the most sense. I was thinking about buying a plane, but I was actually talking to one of my guys, and he told me that you can combine your training together. So like you can do multi-engine along with your IFR. I think he said you could do multi-engine, IFR, and I think he said you could do commercial too at the same time, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'm going to see if there's some type of deal that I can work out with a flight school where I could just knock out all three of those. I can imagine it's probably going to be a little bit more, but if I can save time, that will work out significantly. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what works out. We're gonna see what works out all the way. So that's just my little 2 cents that I wanted to get, and hopefully you guys will be hearing from me soon about me passing my check ride. So see you guys until then. Leave your comments if you guys have any information or advice that you'd like to leave. Feel free to leave it. All right. Till then, thanks.